Yeah.
Vanglorious Vanguard.
Knowledge born.
Yeah.
United Front.
Tell it.
What you want.
To the Knowledge Radio.
We in here. What you got? Dot.
Work hard as a slave to one day be your savior. The wave unwavering. This is a labor of love. Rise with a purpose every day. Invigorated. If we were on TV, we'd be 10 times syndicated. If we waited for validation, a paycheck or accolades, we'd be starved, already lost or ran away. But when you're square, solid, and you circle too, you don't need a place for silence. The concept is conquered through media, not areas of people activity. A mix that don't lose ethnicity, tightness that don't lose elasticity. Explicitly, this isn't where we give the novice regard. Nah, this is where knowledge is born. Last time that I checked, I'm undefeated. Deliver edicts, can't resist when the gods build and manifest freedom. When lines get crossed, they may push a loss, cause they get handed a check. We kick the can and cancel your cancerous gestures. A prophet vision, precision, the prescription for the sickness is to inoculate your fate with the winning. Arrogant beginnings turn to humble endings. And US with KBA is a win-win. 1K.
So my homie called me and say, Ty, I know you down there with all that foolishness going on. What the deal is? What you got to say about all that? I said, I've been saying the same thing since the late 80s, early 90s, all the way to now. You know, as far as Africans, where Garvey went wrong at, y'all, where his plan was wrong at. You know? But as far as me and my family, they ain't touching us.
Roosters in the front, check. Goats in the back, check. Shrines on point, my crew is on track.
Okay.
A Joshe on my chest, my nation repack. And cracker tried, I lay them off that. I say roosters in the front, check. Goats in the back, check. Shrines on point, my crew is on track.
Okay.
A Joshe on my chest, my nation repack. And cracker tried, I lay them off flat. Hey. G-O-D, emotions is stable. My DNA derived from the cradle. Got proof, no spoof, flukes, or fables told. I hold rank, invaders I disable. Soon as my mans drop, heads rock. Go against my grain, buddy, you bet not. Behold, the grand wizard of the wizardry had them where they was kissing me once. Now they dissing me. Really? Once I would've went haywire. St. Elmo's firing on the entire crew for everything they do. Prior to the present mind state I acquired, way higher. Now I know better, so I grow better and do better. Whether endeavors are beneficial or not, turn ills to new hot records. Hold up, y'all must have forgot. Give me a second, y'all. Roosters in the front, check. Goats in the back, check. Shrines on point, my crew is on track.
Okay.
A Joshe on my chest, my nation repack. And cracker tried, I lay them off that. I say roosters in the front, check. Goats in the back, check. Shrines on point, my crew is on track.
Okay.
A Joshe on my chest, my nation repack. And cracker tried, I lay them off flat. Hey.
The Lord of the Lords used to ball till I fall, then I pause for the cause and about face. Kept it broad to the car, then they jaws hit the floor when they saw what I brought to the black race. We ain't black, it ain't a race, okay. I'm gonna pay for English language debates, trying to communicate. They court rumors like monosodium glutamate. I discarded, cracker laws is garbage.
Remember that.
On my shrine stay fed, homie, I'm too devout. Confident with the force, so I be cooling out. Soon as the pigs step up running they doodle mouth, I hold my nose while my ancestors shoot it out. Yep, and bang bang on the cracker gang. We the top shotter like Khufu. Let them hang choo-choo. It ain't a thing, you rolling with the all-knowing. So pardon me for all the showboating. I got
roosters in the front, check. Goats in the back, check. Shrines on point, my crew is on track.
Okay.
A Joshe on my chest, my nation repack. And cracker tried, I lay them off that. I say roosters in the front, check. Goats in the back, check. Shrines on point, my crew is on track.
Okay.
A Joshe on my chest, my nation repack. And cracker tried, I lay them off flat. Hey.
Knowledge born. What the science, baby? supposed to like sit down right here or something? Like shut.
Peace to Black Power family. Welcome to another episode of Knowledge Born What's the Science? After Midnight Edition, broadcasting live here sometime after midnight. Should be nightly, working on nightly here on Knowledge Radio. You can subscribe to the show here indiscriminately to where you are listening from. www.youtube.com/Duke Knowledge Radio. Check out our hub site, e-commerce site, www.dukeknowledgeradio.com. You can follow the show on Twitter. I think it's Twitter. At Knowledge115 on Twitter and on Instagram at Knowledge1Alive357 on Instagram. We're looking. Also, you can check out our services. Services we provide, www.dtkenpoweryou.com. That's www.dtkenpoweryou.com. If you're looking to make a donation to the station to support our efforts and our community outreach initiatives, if you're watching on YouTube, you can leave a super chat or you can donate via Cash App, hashtag Knowledge Won't Allow, or PayPal.me/Duke Knowledge Radio. So let's welcome the reason for the season to the platform. Definitely would not be for this long, anyways. After midnight, Knowledge Born What's the Science without our warrior soul sister. Let's see, Sass, aka Glory. Glory.
Shalom. Can I be heard?
Shalom. Yes, you can. Cain.
Good.
What's good?
Wait a minute. Hold up. My bad. Everything's good. What's good?
Me and Dr. Bobby Wright, we ready to rumble.
Okay.
All right. No. Yeah, no.
Okay, you start.
You sure you want me to start? Let me see. What I got open right here? I'm gonna just show that. I might have to go there. I don't know yet. Might have to go there for that. And I normally start here. We're in Yasasem, but since we here, I gotta continuously put up this message to the warriors because they're not getting the message. You know?
Who's not getting the message?
The warriors not getting the message.
Are you sure they're warriors?
Yeah, it's a message to the warriors.
Right.
You know? Yeah, they're not getting the message.
The warriors?
Yeah, the messengers, you know, the vibrations from because the warriors is getting it twisted nowadays. We gotta talk to the warriors. Baba he dedicated this to the warriors to refocus the African nationalists because they was getting tugged and pulled in any kind of way, and they was making concessions, and they no longer stood on the principles that they stood on. They were making concessions, so they was like, I was like, let me just make the message clear. Okay, clarity is success on the battlefield. So that's what Baba Steve Copley Sr. Peace be upon him taught us. Clarity is success on the battlefield. And Baba doubles down with it, with his clarity, because he speaks with so much clarity, he writes with so much clarity. There's no doubt at the end. So either you can conform and be reborn in spirit and truth, or you can perish for a lack of what? Knowledge. I done heard people going in talking about knowledge ain't power no more. They get real deep with it, as they say applied knowledge is power. It begins with knowledge. That's the foundation. And then you can apply it. You can't apply what you don't know. They be bugging. I'm telling you, they get real deep. They get so deep. Knowledge ain't power. Knowledge is power. It gives you that spark for you to get started in your application process. Ain't no different than a job application. If you don't know what to put on there, all right, let me leave that alone. Let me leave that alone. People might get in their feelings. There's people be watching us late night. I'm telling you. You told me, you put me on. I didn't think nobody was watching us on the late night, but they be watching.
Yeah, they
Checking it
do.
out.
They do.
You know, they come here to learn from you
To
and
learn.
still.
And
They
still.
come here to use your talking points and don't even give you no credit for it. What they call it? Sasserism? Sasserism.
Sassisms.
Yeah, because it's not a game over here. We don't play. We so serious. So they commit sasserism over here. Yeah. So for me, I'm just her. You know.
Well, it's good that they listen. They'll learn something, and then they'll stop all that nonsense that they teaching.
They'll steal it. They'll steal it and try to act like they say it, and then they'll do, the other part. They'll do the other part.
Because whatever they talking about is not even applied knowledge. Like it's just it's just talk. It's not even knowledge. It's just talking. And how do you apply something like that?
They get deep though.
You
I'm
know,
telling you, they be trying to get real deep with it like that. They be like, yeah, I hear people talking about knowledge and
well, I mean,
knowledge.
if they want us to break it down using a scientific method, we can do that. Easy. About what we talking about and what we teach.
Right.
It's easy. Let's see what they. I would love for them to break it down scientifically. Their solutions and stuff. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
It's a lot to talk, 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 talk.
Death
I
is
almost, I
scientific.
almost committed treason today. I was like, wait, fall
Oh.
back, Sass, fall
Uh
back. Like, don't even do that.
oh.
Don't even. I had to be like, wait a minute. I had to clap. Like, wait, hold up, hold up. This ain't right. You know. Got to be careful. I had to be careful. It almost got me.
Yeah.
Yep. And it ain't easy to get me to do anything. So, but when the truth come out, it's like,
Right.
yeah. The word that was used today, cowards. You've used that, but it came from
Oh yeah.
something that is not us cowards. Like, I was
Yeah.
like, ooh. And the only
Yeah. We
one
got a
that
lot of.
got sense, and the only one that got any kind of sense will be the black woman. So, yeah,
Right.
yeah. So, I mean, I wish they would talk about that, like, the cowardness. What you going to do, black man? Like, we need to know. Everybody wants to know. Apparently, the whole world wants to know.
Whole world want to know.
Right, because, in Israel, they say that all the time. The whole world's watching Israel. And people be like, they crazy. It was just proven today on a little level, but, it was.
You know
Everybody
what the
got
Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey said about that?
What'd he say? What'd he say?
He said, "Do you want to know what we are thinking?" He said, "That's our own private business."
Thank you. There it is. That's it. Everybody has an opinion on us. Everyone. For some
Yeah,
strange reason, everybody's in our business.
that's what the mayor told him, and do the wrong thing. I mean, do the right thing.
That's right, he did.
Doctor, those that are tell don't know, and those
And
that
those who
know.
don't know won't tell.
He said, "What the fuck is that? Voodoo shit?" That was his response to that right there.
And why did he say, what is that, some voodoo stuff? What, we have to look. They know.
He's trying to shit. What is that? Some African proverb? That'd have been
Right.
different.
It come out of your mouth. Exactly. Like, come on, man. How do outsiders know we don't know nothing? Like, this
Hmm.
is crazy, right?
Yep, the youngsters was disrespectful to that elder,
Yeah. Very.
and ain't nobody say that boy life but that elder.
Right.
That's why they call him the mayor, drunk ass.
Hmm.
That's what hip hop looked like in 1989. Seth Hawkins and Huey Newton, a day apart, a month
It
after.
was selfish asses. I was like, ooh, you only care about your own self, your individual. So I said, ooh, ooh. I was like, let me fall. Let me just chill. I'm gonna stay in my
Enmity right there.
lane and chill.
You know, then don't Genesis talk about enmity, placing enmity between the two seeds?
Hmm. I said, damn.
Yeah, somebody always
Aren't
coming
y'all
in with
tired of
you.
being slaves? I was like, ooh, ooh. I said, I'm gonna let this ride. See where this go. I said, ooh.
Ain't go nowhere.
The black woman tried to defend all of that. I was like, nah, sis, don't go in there. Don't go in, sis. She went in.
Like that horror movie, the horror movies. Don't
Yeah.
come in
I was like, sis, don't go. She went and tried to defend. I was like, oh my gosh. And guess what? She went in for the kill. She did. She killed her, right? But then guess
there.
what? Guess who went in and to kill on her? Her own men.
That's how it go.
She went in to defend them, but then it was like, and then the attack went on all black women. It's just, that's why I said I don't nope, I'm not gonna defend you. Nope. Go ahead, defend yourself first. Be the example. And then I'll come in. You know what I'm saying? Because then I know that you about it and you are about something and for something other than yourself. That's why I said, man, I'm not into treason. That's why I sat back chilling. But this is
Chilling.
not something. This is something we've been talking about for forever, right? And you know, aren't y'all
That's
tired of
real.
being slaves? Like we don't deal with that over here. You know what I'm saying? Like I was
Right.
like, nobody else deals with it. Okay, nobody. But something is wrong with you, black people over there in America. This is what was said, and I bet you it's gonna be a whole bunch of crickets. Crickets. Message to the warriors. This message ain't for everybody. It ain't for everybody.
Right. Right. Can I read it now, or
Yes.
we still fucking with these devils and these devils advocates, unbeknownst to them? Devil's advocates by default. It says we are not dealing with enemies who are capable of understanding what love or humanity means. We are dealing with people who cannot be themselves without oppressing and taking from others. We are dealing with minds that cannot survive unless they can turn everyone else into carbon copies of their all-consuming evil selves. And for those caught up in the dream of humanizing evil, be not deluded. They have no choice other than to be themselves. Sound like somebody we're dealing with, right? These albino creatures feel compelled, even divinely appointed, to invade every space they have not already violated. Like coming on the platform, trying to come on this platform over here. They're trying hard. They have an uncontrollable appetite for corrupting anything that is innocent, to tarnish or stain anything that is new, for they have not spawned to taint anything that is clean, to blemish anything that is pristine, to pervert anything that is normal/natural, to disrupt or create chaos within anything at peace, to violate and create chaos within anything at peace, to violate and fragment anything that is whole and has integrity, and to kill anything it cannot change or control. African nationalists do not operate on the assumption that our enemies have a conscience. As Bobby E. Wright clarified for us, Europeans know the difference between right and wrong. They simply choose to ignore the difference. I believe that right there. Believe that right there. So when you see all of this out here and all of these attempts, they can fake cry with you. They can put this acting on. Like, this is some acting going on. I saw some method acting. It's like some pictures on Facebook with some sisters from each generation holding a lifeless body of a black man, whether it's a black man, a black young man, or a black young male child. You see that? Despite our betrayal, despite our denial, despite our abandonment, despite our disrespect and disregard for the African woman, she's still holding your fucking body. Still holding your body. Meaning, when we go down, she's there. And this is what you have to give to her in return. Your coward ass. Your excuses. We're going to date dogs and cats and rats and shit. To leave our women who would never leave us. I don't care what you see and what you read. The disrespect. It don't happen here. It's not happening over here. It's crazy. The betrayal is real. And we wonder why there's a divide. And no matter how many times we have betrayed her, she is still taking us back. That sounds like an abusive relationship. That sounds like an abusive relationship. So we need to get our shit together, get our mind, our heart, and our being together, our orientation together. You were saying, no thoughts?
Oh,
Oh.
um, I'm sorry, I was looking at skulls and stuff. Yeah, yeah. Um,
I'm sorry, I was looking at skulls and stuff. That's what's
yeah,
up.
I've been looking at differences in skulls, and I've been studying the father of skulls, European. Anyway, um, how do you collect 150 skulls? Anyway, so um, you get one of those Caucasians, right? Then one of them, and they'll say, "Well, I'm not bad. I don't do any of that. I don't do anything wrong. I do everything right, and I treat everyone right, and all this and all of that." But and uh, and I want to use the example from I don't know if we're going there yet. Glory, right? Where um,
Let's go.
Denzel asks the colonel, right? He asks him like, you know, who's going to win in all of this, right? And they're going back and forth or whatever. Um, what's going to happen after this? You're going to go back to Massachusetts where you come from or whatever. And I'm saying to myself, like, yeah, because he has everything. He's a white man. He's got everything. Slave, you going back to the plantation. After all this is over, this war and stuff, right? And though he appeared to be like a good white man or whatever, protecting them and doing whatever he was doing or whatever, you have to look at the whole, you know, his kind. And you have to look at your condition. They're in a place of power. They have all of the control of everything that's going on, right? So how would it be any different after the war because this one white man was quote unquote good to you? So no, you have to look at them as a whole. And people say, oh, you can't judge, everybody by one person. Yes, you can, because they do it to us. Oh, black people are thieves or this or that. Guess what? They talking about all of us. So we have to look at it like that as well, right? They take into account this type of people are no good, and we're not going to allow them to do anything, have any influence, nothing, whatever, blah blah, no say, and we should do the same thing. So what we do is keep them out, keep them away from us, because we know how they are. It's because of their kind, right? So we don't eat pigs because and anything of its kind, right? We're not gonna do that, but not they have like these predatory birds. You can't eat any of them, so I'm gonna eat a hawk, but I'm not gonna eat a crow. No, you're not dealing with any of it because it's their kind. You're not dealing with any of them like that. So yeah, if they don't understand that, I don't know what to tell them, because if it's the other way around, they understand. They understand why they do certain things to us. How about you take your good Caucasian self to your people and tell them to change their ways. Do that. Wouldn't that be easier for them to go over there instead of come over here? To make an actual change, they need to go to their own who causes these problems, right? Instead of that makes no sense. You're gonna come and cross over on our side to fight your own people. That makes no sense. So that's all I want to say about that. Well, I don't know if I was clear or not, but whatever. I saw it in the movie and I recognized it right away. And that's a good question he asked him. You know.
He was there during the holiday meal with that quartermaster officer, right? And he asked him about the requisition that he put in. He put in countless requisitions for shoes.
Right.
And he told them who the shoes were for.
Mhm.
So he left with that. He was a lower rank than this colonel, but he was a colonel. He was promoted to colonel to watch over niggers.
Mhm.
So it didn't mean anything. It didn't mean anything that they were in the regiments. That proclamation that came out said that if they were caught, what would happen to them? They would either be returned to plantations or killed. Any ranking officer that was in those ranks that was white, they would be killed. You see what I'm saying? So they made that distinction. It meant absolutely nothing to them. Something that he thought was going to be his pride and joy. This was something that he was going to capitalize off and grow with. And he thought that he had been given a level of distinction. He's a flunky. I know we ain't going there yet, but it's just looking at that, don't devil regiments versus these black regiments. And we know the history of these regiments. We know the history of the regiments in the sea, in the air, and on the ground. Know how we get that. On both sides of the battlefield. Now there's a fight for us between these devils in the north and these devils in the south. And we're tossed in the middle. Tossed in the middle. And they show this as a glorious moment in history. Hence the name, glory, right? So the psychological job, also in that conversation with him and Denzel Washington's character, he made a declaration. He said, "I'll never carry your flag." Right? He said, "I'll never
Yeah.
carry your flag." Did he not pick up that motherfucking flag and died with the flag in his hand?
Mhm.
You see how it goes, and this is how they show you. First, he was a deserter, and they have no problem bullwhipping him. And then how the appearance of good comes in. Oh, he was out there to get some shoes, and he didn't come back with the shoes. He let Morgan Freeman's character come back with the shoes, like he was the savior. It wasn't to like all of these examples right there. This was crazy. Denzel Washington's character got out the pay line because they was getting $3 less, and he said, "Tear it up." And the brothers was like, "Tear it up." So in order for him to quell the crowd, what did he use? His equalizer. He pulled out that damn revolver. He shot it in the air, and then he wanted to stand in solidarity from an elevated position. He didn't come down off of the stage where he was standing to up. He still was in the elevated position. It wasn't to that battle he knew he was going to die, that he got off that horse and he set the horse, but the men still died. He knew they was walking into certain death, but the horse had more life to freedom than a nigga would. So it's just interesting how they always put this value statement in regards to, what value really meant and who was valuable and what was accepted for value and what was valued amongst the men. Their eyes when they received those uniforms. First it was the shoes, then it was the uniform. You see the process. But, you know, I guess as we talk about it, we get a lot deeper into that. So, can I ask you, like, from the first time you saw the movie to this time, like most recent, was there more things that jumped out at you, or it was still the same?
It's still the same.
You don't play no game. I'm telling you. That's what. Yeah, for me, I was just looking at that psychological mind job, that they did, like even marching into town when they was down there uh, in the Carolinas in Georgia and shit like that. When they showed the young boys walking, looking at them, versus how they look walking through that town when they were supposed to be going to war. We saw Frederick Douglass up there.
Yeah, I was about to say that was one that thing that stood out from the last time. I wasn't paying attention to that last time. See, years ago. Yeah.
Shameful. Yeah, that like the video quality had to been bad. I think they remastered it a little bit for it to look a little better. Like that
Mhm.
was out on VHS and we seen it on TV.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Frederick Douglass supported all of that. Yeah.
Looks crazy. Looked real crazy. Looked real crazy. So this is why you had Negro History Week because of Frederick Douglass and some cracker presidents' birthday was in the same week. That's why they got President's Day in February. So it's just interesting right there. Very interesting. But that mind job, though, I tell you, they put the psychology to work all the way through, from beginning to end. From beginning to end. We had Ferris Bueller out there.
I like that movie.
They had Ferris Bueller out there leading black regiments, man. I'm telling you. Hmm. They showed a little bit of that total war concept from Sherman, burning cities down.
Well, I mean, if you were a Negro and you were caught, yeah, you went back into slavery because you had to actually leave your slave owner, right? You had to leave a slave owner in order to join the Union military. So there was no going back. So things had to be that bad where, and then, Denzel Washington's part said, he said, I don't have any family. You're my family. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have any.
Right.
So he wasn't leaving anything, behind or anything like that. So for you to have, want to join the military and you have that belief they have some sort of belief in themselves, saying that if we do win this war, that slavery will be abolished. You know, like they'll get rid of it. So I think the intention of the Negroes were to end slavery. But once again, you have to understand you're dealing with the beast. This beast don't honor anything, you know, nor does it keep its word. So, yeah. So it's always like a betrayal. They'll say something and then they never keep their word.
That's what I was talking about, the false idea of patriotism.
Hmm.
There was no difference between Morgan Freeman's character and Denzel Washington's character, or the little dude with the glasses, or the one dude that had the good shot, whatever. There was no difference between any of them. But they tried to make distinctions the entire time, and they tried to make it seem like they had Denzel Washington's character had changed.
Yeah, yeah,
So like all of it, like he was some kind of hypocrite.
yeah.
They showed his back. You see what I'm saying? They
Hmm.
showed his back. They showed his back and showed his feet. He was the standard for all of the men that was there. All of them. Who wasn't fooled by none of this shit that was going on. But then they had to show him assimilate at the end. At the end, he would grab the flag and he would try to lead the charge up the hill. Like, what kind of military tactics is that? Like, you got somebody from an elevated position with the ground and you trying to take the ground and take the hill. What do you think is going to happen to you? You're going to die quickly. They had the cannons going. They had artillery going on. Like they feed us a great story about the North against the South, and it's a lot of stuff that go along with it. They fought to the death, and they had to fight dirty, and they had to include non-combatants to bring the terror and the fear in. That was the edge for the
Who?
North.
The South?
No, the North. There was a total war concept. They had to they had spooked the rebels with other tactics other than straight up war. Because they said that fort was never taken. If you look at
Right.
the end of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
it was never taken. So there
Mm-hmm.
was no mass might of the North. They had to use guerrilla tactics as well and other kind of shit. They had to mess up the supply lines. They had to burn the houses to the ground like they were doing, like they showed in that one instance. They were killing the children. They were killing the women, and that's the word got back to the soldiers in the South that this was happening. You know, the tracks that were laid, they were burnt up to a crisp. There was all kind of stuff that was going on. The same thing as you read the narratives of the so-called natives here in regards to that supply line. So these was all tactics that they learned from getting their ass kicked, and then they put them into practice against their own people. What about white on white crime? Oh man, like the psychology that's there, that's imparted. When that war was over, Sherman and Robert E. Lee sat down. And that war, that civil war that existed here, between those two lines, they was good. And they went right back to work on us. I mean, it's not like they stopped any other time. So they went right back to work. They had unified themselves against us. War did that. But the psychology of this renewed patriotism came from, films like that showed this kind of that Tuskegee Airmen. You start looking at Red Tails and movies like that would breed something in the mind, in the heart of the people, thinking like, okay, this is our country type of situation. And it was, it's military vets in 90% of our families. So it was something about something. So this, psychology of patriotism, the psychology of belonging, the psychology of Americanism that is portrayed in a people who was not free, not American, and could never be an American nor be free in this place, be given freedom. It wasn't freedom. They said emancipation. It was a proclamation in a place where Lincoln wasn't even the president. That's why the military had to go out. But look at the same military, look at the double mindedness about that. The military had to go out and tell people that they was free. But the military was looking for Nat Turner too. So look at the mind. So what if the slave catchers didn't catch you, then the Union soldiers would use to catch you, and if they caught you, they would kill you or bring you back. So none of these things match up together yet. In the mind that's seated when you look at this whole situation, it would give you some kind of something to where you would think that you belong. And if you went to war, you would belong. And if you did this, you would belong. If you assimilated, you would belong. If you could just integrate, you would belong. And none of it worked. None of it. The only thing that worked in the psychology of our enemies was insurrection. And every time insurrection happens, somebody all of a sudden hears you momentarily. They hear you for a moment. Well, can we give them something? Oh, let's give them the street signs. Oh, let's paint the streets. Oh, let's give them a stimulus check. And they'll go back to sleep, I promise. They'll go back to fighting each other, I promise. Give them a woman. They'll go back to fighting again, okay? They'll go back to fighting. Tell them she's black. They'll go back to fighting. That's all it takes. A little bit of concession, and then that's it. That's it. For those who are looking for that. Those are called creature comforts. Those are called pauses in between ass whoopings. If you're in a physically, emotionally, and psychologically abusive relationship, a gift. And after the gift comes a kick and a punch. You're just waiting on the next gift. And you relish the little moment that you have that you ain't getting punched and kicked or beat within an inch of your life. At least you got a gift. Ritualized abuse. The craziest shit ever. They had beat Denzel in front of everybody. And Denzel looks like a rebel until the end of the film. He picks up the flag of a people who beat him, who did not care about him needing shoes, who did not care about giving him equal pay. He risked his life and inspired everyone else behind him to charge to take the place of the devil before him. And he had them fall together side by side. And they placed their bodies on one to another. Look at the job, boy. I'm telling you. Look at the job. They threw one body and they threw his body next to him. That's the message right there. Boy, the game is deep out here. That game is real deep.
A white commission officer leading black people.
Right.
That'll be seen as an insurgency.
Right.
I wonder why that was prohibited. I wonder.
That language right there, that word.
Yeah, because they
Out of any kind
understand
of word,
exactly what that is. We can't have no niggas.
know
We know
exactly
these
what
niggas
it
be
is.
tear everything up when they do insurgents. When they turn into insurgents.
Right.
I laughed at that part.
Yeah, I had a good laugh as well.
Yeah, one good devil, right? Yeah.
Was it good?
That's what Denzel character thought at the end.
What did he tell the boy that grew up with him? You thought he was different, huh?
Yep.
He said, these ain't them books. You learning now.
Mm-hmm.
You learning now.
Some will argue that he had to treat him equal across the board because,
True.
he enlisted, so.
Oh shit. That's what he went?
I like how they portrayed free people. That was funny.
Right.
As being out of touch. When that was simply not true. It was separate back then as well. So.
Right.
And a lot of lynching.
Whole lot. And everything else.
North and in the South, everywhere. So.
Right.
They just leave that out. It made him seem like he was. I was like, wow, he was like that out of touch. He was like, my father before me was free. I said, damn.
All the little BS interwoven in there. You got segregated this and that. I was just watching like the little thing from Sanford and Son. And he was talking about in the middle of season 3. Red Fox had left Sanford and Son. He had left it. Season 3, and then they came back to negotiate, blah blah blah. And they told the history about Sanford and Son. And that Sanford and Son was supposed to be Steptoe and Son. And it was supposed to be 2 Italians. And they switched it from 2 Italians to 2 black people. You know, when we start talking about all of this stuff, and, I always bring up Papa Malcolm, he said, they go everywhere, and then they come to you. This is true, and you happy when they show up every time after they tried everything in the book. They didn't even come to that degenerate first. They came to her last, and only because that other devil said, you should go get a black woman. And he went and found the blackest woman he could find. He sure did. He searched high and low. and found the blackest woman that he could find. Because he just said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Oh boy, I'm telling you, that mind job is deep. Sanford and Son. The last stop on the train. And then all of the stuff that would come after. Just bug. You should start looking at it for real and seeing that shit. Like, yeah. I think they said he was getting like $10,000 an episode. This is the 70s, right?
Yeah,
And
that was
because
a lot of money back then.
right. Because he took that stance, they came after him. They sued him for $10 million. They sued the dude that played Lamont also. And then look at what they had to do with Harlem Nights. So they came after him for taxes later on. He had left. He went to another Jew network, NBC, and he had did like one of them special shows and all that. He had like 13 episodes. Boom. Later on, they got to do Harlem Nights so he can pay off that's tax debt, so he can go to prison. They play with you. They play all these games with you, and this is the game that you allow them to play with you like that. Like, and they be looking at us like we crazy. Oh man. We sound like the island dude and do the right thing. And their response is Robin Harris' character, Sweet Dick Willie and shit. He said, hey, Bruce Lee, it's Miller time. he said, I'm gonna give what he said, them Koreans some more of my money right now. That's what he said. No, and then the Korean dude, what he said to him, no more free beer. Oh man. The entire world done used our people as some kind of pawn, some kind of bargaining chip, some kind of guinea pig, and we still going to them. Still going to them. Still trying to find a way to deal with some civility. What you said?
The way they was fighting wars back then, I would want to be in the military. Let me get the bodies. Let me handle the bodies. Clean up the bodies and stuff. Take the shoes off, and I'll dig the ditch out.
That was the real job. That's the first
You
time we
just
seen
walk
Morgan
into
Freeman's
it and
character.
get blown up.
Yeah, playing dead out there. He was out there playing dead. Made it look like he passed out from everything that was going on. He wanted one brave moment at the end so he could be remembered like somebody that was brave. Fucking coward.
Yeah, he was running into the cannons. Okay. We could only go in there one regiment at a time. Well, then, damn it, we're not going in there. We're going to send some specials out there to handle that. And I mean, we could talk about how. Never mind. I don't know. Everything wrong with Glory, right? Combat series. Like talking about the combat, and
Yeah,
I
most
don't
of
pay
that
attention
shit.
to stuff like that. Yeah, I don't pay attention to that stuff, or it'll drive me nuts. But there's no way I'm walking in and committing suicide. Okay, there's no way.
Right. He said, send word that we're gonna stay here until nightfall. Like they was gonna use the cover of darkness. Like they didn't see them there the whole time. They got the greatest battle vantage point. The definition of fighting an uphill battle. But what's his name saying, Blade? Some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill. You see that?
Mhm.
And them cowards that was in the regiments that came after them, they was like, oh shit, let them die first. They felt vindicated. That white boy said, give him hell 54th. They was like, yeah. Like they was, oh man, crazy. They damn near got wiped out. And then the regiments that came after them, damn near got wiped out. So what did they have to do? Retreat. Because what happened? That fort was never taken. That fort was never taken.
They couldn't get close to it.
Right.
Wait, I mean, come on. I mean,
You got
man,
this heavy artillery going off all day, all night. They went to do their little walkthrough assessment, and all you seen was death. We need a team to go through, and we're gonna go through after. And he wanted to be the one that want to go down in the history books.
there was so many bodies that had to dig a trench. Like they had to be thrown into a mess. You know,
Right. That's
it
great.
wasn't sending them home. Yeah, like so
Right.
many of them. I just I know war was like that, but not like that. Like you just straight up walking into that's something I can't do. I wouldn't do. And then the way they had to reload the rifle, like that would annoy me. That would annoy me. And then I'm like looking for their archers. I'm like, where are the archers at? But then I guess there were no archers in the I mean we got archers. Um I just seen her in the movie. Maybe they didn't use them back then. I don't know. I didn't do any research on that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like an
That's the
alternative means
1700s.
to fight.
That's the 1800s, 1863.
Yeah, that wasn't that long ago. That was 1861 or something like that.
Yeah, like around 1863, because 1865, where the
The
words
automatic
supposed to
weapons
came.
started coming out,
Yeah,
right? So what happened with that? Like, I'm sorry, it was probably still in Russia,
right. That musket.
which is garbage. Um, they had to go to this. Listen, they had to go buy from Russia. Hello, people. That's where the automatic rifle come from. So, who's enemies with who? No, they're all friends.
Yep. That musket out there.
That would annoy me. Like I know like a couple people that got that type of hardware from the Civil War and stuff, and
A
they're
hundred
not even
years
worth
later,
that
they had
much.
the M16. So that was
What?
1863, 1963. In the 1960s, towards the end, that's when they got the M16
Oh, okay,
during Vietnam.
okay. For Iraq, we had 20s, AR 20s.
After that, they had the A1. Then they had the A2.
Yep, 20, whatever. It's many, but
Yeah.
so we use Iraq. So among other things, but that was
Among
a
other
standard
things,
one. Yeah, that was a
M14,
standard. Yeah, that was not
M1s.
my standard. Yeah, but that's what the standard across the board.
Yeah. Yeah. We use the M14s in the infantry, like little sharpshooters, because ain't nobody just about to give you a bunch of Barrett 50s running around. Be glad you got an M14.
You have to the type of weapons we had were in like small boxes. You had to build it when you got on
Yeah.
site, and then break it down and then leave. Talk about nerve wracking. That's nerve wracking. In an active, you know what I'm saying, in an active environment, that's very
Right.
nerve wracking. And I sit here and I wonder sometimes, like, how was I able to do that? Like, I guess I'm comparing my older self to my younger self. Like, I was an amazing person. Like, sit and think like when I was young, I didn't give a damn about nothing. Like,
Like
the hell
nothing.
happened? I got older, right? I got old. I got children. I got this. I got that. But yeah, it's amazing. Like, what was I thinking?
Yeah. Propelling out of helicopters, sitting on tanks and
The
Bradleys
born
and
guys are out there. Like those dudes, man, have to be hypnotized. Like that movie is so like true in a lot of ways. They got to be changed. And then when you see that movie Glass and you see how that guy has a whole different personality, he physically is like strong. Turned to a freaking animal, like a cheetah. He's
right.
running across the like an animal, all fours.
Right.
He's lifting cars. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
it's all in your brain. Your brain tell your body what to do, and it's yeah. So it's very true. So yeah, there are real RoboCops out there, like Robo soldiers out there. So and it's just mind manipulation, change,
You
and
remember
they
those
use you in
guys
your
in the
experiments,
90s?
and
What
it's
was it?
true. They're out there.
Like 96, 97? They had robbed that bank in California. They had that full body armor and they had that shootout with the police.
Who have full
I don't
body
know if
armor
you,
on?
they did that bank robbery in Los Angeles.
I didn't hear you.
At
You
that
like
bank.
breaking up.
I said they did that bank robbery in Los Angeles. Those two ex-Marines. You don't remember?
Oh no,
They
I
made a
don't.
movie out of it and all that shit. They took on their police
No,
force. They SWAT and
I
everybody.
don't know. I didn't hear about that.
They had full body armor on, and it was nothing. It was like after we was talking about Cobra Kai. After that, like initial punch in the face, it's nothing. You punched in the face. After they saw that the body armor would sustain the bullets, it was no matter how many times they shot at them with those bullets. They were shooting back. And they could have got away. They decided to die right there. It was like, fuck it. They did the little dap to each other and got busy. Like they was waiting for the police to show up. 2 men against the LAPD.
Maybe I gotta go out and come back in because you're breaking up. On my side, I'm not hearing you correctly. Okay,
Yeah. I'm gonna do the
can you
same
hear me?
thing.
I can't hear.
Shout out to my brother Ashanti. I seen you out there. What's this? Truth Forum. Peace. And shout out to everybody who's going to view these archives. And I know this be late, but you see these people come in and be checking out the archives every night. I know they be coming in for Sass because they don't come in late night. I don't see them. I don't be seeing them. Okay. They here for Sass, aka Glory, today. I think they be tuning in to see what name we're gonna use. We started a new thing.
I'm having technical difficulties, so bear with me. Now, what did you say?
I said I think the people who be coming here on the late night, that be checking these archives out, they be coming to see what name you're gonna use. Also, I think that became a thing too.
Wow.
They want to see what you calling yourself.
He said, "Glory be to God," because they didn't leave. That's what the name of this movie called Glory, because he said, "Glory be to God," and they were still there in the morning. Well, that's what I think, but Matthew Broderick said that.
His name is Ferris Bueller. Yeah.
Ferris said that. Ferris Bueller, yeah.
He's Ferris forever. Ferris forever.
He was a child actor, yeah.
Bueller.
He was a child actor.
Bueller.
We all watched those movies. Stop. We look, Bill and Ted's and
I watched every fucking thing.
National
Okay?
Lampoons and all that stuff.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
National
Yep.
Lampoons. That was my favorite. Christmas
I'm
with
about to watch
Vacation and
Back to the Future. All
with
three of
Chevy
them.
Chase. Mm-hmm.
Chevy Chase. I'm about to watch Back to the Future. All three of them today. So
I watched before I came. That's why I was late. Like, I said, it's past 12:45. Oh, I was watching Robin Hood, the one with Russell Crowe. I love that one. The battle scenes in that, I like that. Yep. They said that
more than Gladiator.
King, huh?
More than Gladiator.
No, Robin Hood.
No, I said more than
With Russell
Gladiator.
Crowe. Yes, more than Gladiator. I don't really like Gladiator.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I never could. I watched it. I saw it, but I was never. I mean, that's everybody's movie. Apparently I've heard. So everybody loves that movie. I don't. But we have Robin Hood. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a rendition. It's a different type of from what I've ever seen. So um, um, Master and Commander is another movie of his that I like. And that's it. But yeah, I like the battle scenes in the war and in Robin Hood. The intelligence for the whole um, country of England was one man in that movie. And then the king had reneged. I mean, obviously, right? Said that he would give the freedoms to the people, and he changed his mind. He said God made him a king, so God gave him all the power, and that was it. And he burned the agreement and left. So they said the Lionheart pillaged and plundered all the way through Europe to get back to uh, England after 10-year wars, 10 years of wars.
Manifest destiny, right?
And he was no nomad. He was just he had spent all his money. He needed money to get back home. That's all. So you don't even have to be a nomadic people to be knocking people off. So
Yeah. I'm about to watch all of those. What is it? Back to the Future today.
that ride is still at Universal Studios. How old was I when I went on that? I think I was 14 when I went to Universal Studios for the first time, and we got on Back to the Future. It was old then, and and they still got it there. I was like, listen, I need to get back to Orlando. Like, I need to make this happen because I need
I
to.
wonder how many people died on it.
On what?
On that ride, if it was that old.
On the back? No, it's not like that. It don't move. The screen do. Of course,
Oh,
they have like the shaking and stuff, and the effects and everything. But it's the screen that moves.
maybe people had to got seizures and shit. You know, people.
I don't know. All I know is that Universal Studios is more expensive than Disney World, like by a whole lot. Like I'm
Is
like,
it?
damn, you think it'd be yes, yes.
Disney World ain't cheap. Shit.
Universal ain't cheap, and they have the Harry Potter stuff, so
Oh,
yeah. So I've got to get there, and then they have the Avengers ride, all the new stuff they got over there. that I want to try out. But it's Rona, Rona in a way. So, but it's kind of like the best time to go. I mean, people are showing the parks. They like damn near empty. I said this is the best time to go. But I'm not about to be walking around with no face mask. I was walking around craft store today with. I'm like, I need to get out of here. Like, it's not even enjoyable to shop anymore.
Yeah.
Stupid mask.
Yeah, you don't want to be nowhere for no extended period of time.
And then
Yeah.
you got, you pull down your mask for a minute, people staring at you like you just committed a crime. It's horrible.
Yep.
I'm like, damn. Okay, let me let me pull it up over my nose. A lot of people can go to jail because they're not wearing a mask. So it's just best to stay in your house, people.
Stay at home.
Yeah,
Save lives.
and tighten up those loose ends in your house. A lot of people doing it. Gives them more time to focus on getting their houses in order. I want those window coverings um like Neville had in I Am Legend. I want those.
Yep. Dr. Robert Neville.
Right. Like he at night, like at sundown, he would close all of them up,
Lock
lock
that
them
shit
down,
down.
and yeah, like I need those. That's why I was thinking maybe I should like get like a crash course on welding. It's not that hard. Learn how to do a little welding. Because that's what he had to do. Some welding, and those are custom.
Yeah, he had this shit together. It wasn't just one lane. He was a scientist. He was a hunter. Yeah, all kind of shit going on.
Well, he was military, so he had basic skills in everything, every little, in every area.
Yeah,
So that
and he
helped.
has specialized training because
Yeah.
he was an officer, and they don't make officers like that. Like just
Oh my God, you could join our and and become an officer off the bat, man. That's like slap in the face. Like I can't stand that.
yeah, they
I
don't
remember when
train
they
no officers
instituted
up
that.
like that. That wasn't no officer move right there.
Right. That's
He
what I'm
had
saying. Like
some special
you,
training.
you don't get no respect off of that. You're just coming in as an officer. Get out of here. But yeah, he was a different kind of
You see what Denzel said about Ferris Bueller? He said he ain't from West Point. he said he said he ain't from West Point. Denzel has been around everywhere. So he ain't from West Point.
Where they teach at West Point? I thought it was mostly academic and like Boy Scout trips.
It ain't ROTC.
Yeah.
That's a requisite for you to make general quietly in the army.
Oh.
If you
Oh.
went to West, you got a higher shot. It ain't guaranteed
Oh.
that you're gonna make general, but there ain't never been nobody who wasn't a West Point graduate to make general.
All you need is like a letter from a politician, or you're a WASP, or um yeah, yeah, you gotta be written politician or a WASP. That's it. That's how you're getting in there.
Yeah, congressional appointment.
Yeah, that's it. So once again, it's who you know. So his father
Well,
made
it's
him the
an election
colonel.
year. If you don't know,
Hmm.
you could get one during an election year. I told you we was going to Iraq, and this one dude from where was he at? He was from Illinois. They told him, "Oh, you can't get out." Blah blah blah. And this and this. He said, "All right, I sold all my stuff. I was leaving. Blah blah blah. Da, da, da. I'm leaving." They said, "You're not leaving. You're going with us." He did that congressional, and he showed me that letter from that senator, that junior senator
Hmm.
from Illinois, named Barack Hussein Obama.
Hmm.
They said, "Well, Smitty's not going." I said, "Oh shit." He was the only person they allowed to get out. Barack Hussein Obama, got him
Anybody
out of
get
war.
president, and you just need to connect with them signatures, and then you can run for anything.
Yeah,
They never put those signatures on display though, but
yeah. I told the mother that was. I said, "You sure he ain't y'all president? Because he about to be y'all president. I don't know what y'all gonna do."
who gonna still be our president?
That's why I was talking to them boys. Because, the boys was like, "He ain't my fucking president. I'll never call that some bitch president." So
Oh,
you ain't gotta
oh, when
call
you
him
were in.
president.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
said,
was
you ain't gotta call
devastating for white America. It was.
Yeah, I said, you ain't gotta call him president. But you gonna call him commander in chief in my presence. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Look, Barack Obama cannot do nothing wrong in the eyes of black people. Like they still
That
love
shit
that
was just
dude.
funny. That shit was funny for like a day. That was really it. Ain't nobody expect nothing from him after that. Like one good day. After that, it was whatever. I said, he did what? He built a basketball hoop in the White House. I said, oh shit.
Look, sisters was getting on his wife and having an all white staff.
Hmm.
Yeah. So Michelle Obama's been canceled by me. Yep, I said it. Cancel culture. I canceled her.
She's canceled.
I canceled her ass.
Yeah. They kept saying she a man too.
Look, anything's possible. There's men that walking around here looking like a straight up man, but they really women. I'm looking like how pot belly white man with a vagina. Yeah, yep. Talking about I'm a transgender. What? How? Man, testosterone is a hell of a drug. Okay, just saying.
Just like white America.
Hmm.
Greatest
So
drug on.
anything is possible. That's why you got to be checking. Oh, they getting new birth certificates and stuff. Like how? How you getting new birth? Anyway,
That's capitalism right there. You can get
so
whatever you
you
can
gotta
pay
be
for.
so you gotta be careful out here in these streets because you don't know what's going on. It may look like a woman and it ain't.
You can
It
get whatever
sound
you
like a
can pay.
woman and it ain't. And yup, man. And these people out here is here to destroy the family. They're here to destroy and change heterosexual people.
Yep.
So because Gay people don't want gay people. They want straight people.
Say that
Now,
again.
if that's not mental, I don't know what is.
Say that one more time.
Gay people don't want gay people. They want straight people. Especially the ones that say, always felt like a boy, a girl. I've always felt like a boy since I was born. Like, them, especially them. They don't want gay people. They want straight people. So they will work hard, to get a straight person to turn them. And when they're done with them, they'll go to the next one and the next one because they don't want to be with gay people. They want to be with straight people.
Yep.
It's disgusting.
That's the game.
It's so disgusting. Anybody can get a boob job. Watch the ones with the boob jobs. The ones that look too good and look too good all the time. Because the regular women don't, especially during this quarantine, I hear it's up in bonnets, okay? Most of the time. Quarantine. We're still kind of quarantined and, this Rona thing. We are not the same people until we get back to normal. I like that meme with Celie on it. It says, if your man has never seen you looking like this before, he's not really your man. Yeah, black women know what silly braids are. Okay, so it's disgusting, man. Ugh.
Unless you're across the pond.
So those trannies are coming for you, black man. They come, watch it.
You're on the hunt.
Coming for you.
You're on the hunt out here.
Yep. Those talk shows on TV, like what was it, Jerry Springer? Jerry Springer is a hot mess, but it would be like a tranny up there and says, "Oh, my boyfriend doesn't know I'm a transgendered," and then they bring out some silly black man. Every time it's a silly black man. Every time.
Right. Right.
One embraced it. I know that some other times they was fighting. Nah, bro, you've been turned gay. It's too late. It's too late. It's too late. So, yeah, and with the level of technology, it's called like enhancement surgeries and things like that. And if that person has a lot of money, they can turn themselves into anything they want.
Anything, as long as you can pay.
Yep. Yep. That's why natural is important, right? So that's a safe way to go. The safest way to go, but disgusting. Ugh. Anywho.
Sound like that need to be the next subject. I've been waiting to pull out that book.
What book?
Rob's book. Homosexuality and the feminization of the black male.
Yeah.
We get to it. We will get to it. That's when you're gonna get all of the spies to come through. Oh man, I don't see this war. You don't see this war that's here that they had us laughing at all through the 90s. Well, this is fun. The 80s and the 90s. Now it's a bill signed into law. Now it's a federal offense.
What?
Hmm?
What was signed in federal law?
Oh, a hate crime. You beat up one of these fags, you going doing fed time. You know that marriage and the law and all that shit. They're like, oh yeah, this is great. I'm like, yeah. Capitalism, anything goes. Somebody got to be exploited. So all that shit works together.
I guess you have to go by state law and then see what they say and blah blah
That's
blah.
home right there. I guess. Yeah, that's home. No place like home.
This government
You
is
don't
all
get,
messed up.
you don't get that no place else like that.
Mm.
Not in that kind of tone.
Them Democrats going hard. I mean, they stay on my in my ads and on my. I'm like, I'm not even a Democrat. Like, what the hell? It's annoying. Stop it, please. I'm noticing that like nobody's putting up any signs in this neighborhoods. Like you'll start seeing like Biden and Harris, whatever. I don't see it at all in the hood. Like I don't think they come into the hoods no more. But they just expect the black vote, or black people ain't trying to hear any of it. Don't care about it no more. But I know up
Right?
in the white areas, Trump signs everywhere. I'm gonna get me a Trump sign, put in the front yard. See if somebody say something to me. My elder gonna be like, "Oh, don't do that. Don't don't do that. You're gonna try to. They're gonna blow your house up." That's who
Go
gonna
get
do what? I ain't
go
not.
get me a MAGA hat.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get me a MAGA hat just to upset some. It's a great conversation starter.
Is it?
Yeah, because you wear that around another black person, like, why you got that on? And you start just like the sister Nyla came out the other day and said, if you vote for Biden Kamala, you voting for um what she say? You're voting for illegal immigration, um, mass incarceration, and among some other things. I mean, she went down the line. All I had to hear was incarceration and mass incarceration. You know what I'm saying? She's a cop, so they cops. So no, that's out.
Give me a MAGA hat and a Trump mask.
Hmm. Democrats need to understand that nothing's for free. Nothing's free. I'm sorry you've always thought that because slavery was free labor, but nah, no, nothing's free. Giving away free stuff but then hiking up taxes. Like, no. Illegal immigrants, no. Because I saw what happens when I saw what happened when they got deported or taken to those camps or whatever. Black people took their jobs down south. I was applauding. Oh, Sash, you're so insensitive. I don't give a damn. My people got the jobs. That's all that matters. I don't give a damn. My ancestors were in chains, okay, and beaten and had to get out of here and taken away from their families. Their families broken up. Never seen their children again. Get out of here.
Ever.
I don't care. Like, I really don't. Well, you went through your family. Why would you want to? I don't care. No, no. This is a reckoning here. That 12 tribes chart is a farce. Anytime something happens with some black people, you don't see no damn Mexicans coming to protest with us. Never. You don't see that, and we don't go to their ish. So stop playing these games. Care about your own first. And as for the other people, see, I told you that God is evil as hell. Look, it is what it is. I'm gonna continue to look at these skulls.
The skulls and the bones, or just the skulls?
What's the skulls?
As long as you don't look at the
Especially the Negroid skulls. Yeah,
Negro.
yeah, because it's about skulls, head shapes, and things, the diameter and the eyeballs and the types of curves and cheekbones and stuff like that. The intricacies of identifying people by bone structure. Yeah.
Imhotep will be on this Friday. And Baba Amin and Mami Koyo will be on this Friday. So I got Friday is like.
What is his topic? Do you know? Baba Imhotep.
Oh, yeah. Whatever come out of his damn mouth, that's the top. Brace first. Get him, Baba.
And as for the other people, yeah. That's right. That's right.
That's right. Yep. Got that right there. So are we done? Is there something else?
It can be done.
All right, then. Let me push my button because I be neglecting to push my button because it don't work all the time.
Well, let me say shalom first.
Yes, ma'am.
Shalom.
Yeah. Now we gonna tell them. That in front. We tell them like this, yo. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a African. Yeah, y'all like that? So no more. This man's mind is open. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a. Let's get
And
back
that
to the
motive
gritty
is best developed by recognizing the common enemy.